In this episode, I want to talk to you about the realities of looking for an English-speaking job here in the Netherlands. Now, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that the Netherlands is a melting pot of different cultures, people of different backgrounds, and all sorts of walks of life. And with that, they very much speak English almost as if it's their first language, and that brings this illusion that you can easily find an English-speaking job here. However, in this episode, we're going to bust some myths, and I want to share with you very much openly some things that you should keep in mind if you're considering relocating to the Netherlands. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Making It in Holland, a channel all about expat life and entrepreneurship here in the Netherlands. And in this episode, we're going to be busting some myths all about, yep, you guessed it, finding English-speaking jobs here. If that applies to you, please continue watching. So right off the bat, the first point that I want to tackle is the language. If you're looking to move here and you're looking for a job in English, yes, you will be able to find some jobs, but if you want to stay here for longer than, let's say, 3 years, knowing only just English is not really going to help you go where you want to go. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the decisions and very much skeletal stuff regarding businesses are all in Dutch. So if you really want to excel in your career and find yourself a path of fulfillment, do not come here with this illusion that you can easily find an English-speaking job and keep it for many, many years to come without at some point bumping into the barrier of having to learn Dutch. A really big part of that is also learning to navigate the culture. It's not just about learning the language, but it's also learning about the culture and the way Dutch people think. Now, if you walk down the street here, one of my favorite things that I experienced that also really shocked me was how widely spoken English is. However, after having lived here for many, many years, I'm realizing more and more the importance of speaking Dutch, because only then can you truly integrate into the culture. The second reality is very much looking at your career trajectory. For example, if you are an HR manager from Turkey, United States, or India, and for example, you went to the best schools, you got the best grades, and you have over 10 years of working experience in high-level companies, let's say Fortune 500, and you want to move to the Netherlands and you're making your job applications, it might be that you don't hear anything back or you're getting rejections. The reason being that at such high level positions, Dutch people tend to hire other Dutch people. Obviously, this makes sense, but a big part of that is they might not exactly recognize your qualifications and your education, because they're not familiar with that system that you're coming from. When you're making your applications and you're getting these rejections, the chances are this is the number one reason. When that happens after several times, from experiences of my previous colleagues, I know that you do then go ahead and actually lower your criteria for when you're looking for jobs and you're applying to the jobs that you're a little bit overqualified for. In that case, you're also hearing crickets and maybe you're getting rejections because you are overqualified. So now the irony becomes that you're underqualified for the job that you're actually a perfect match for, but you are overqualified for the job below your barrier, if that makes sense. This is very much one of the main things that you should keep in mind if you're currently job hunting and you want to move here, because having an English-speaking job is never always just the right answer in its fullest. And yes, you're going to get some weird acceptances and some weird rejections when you're going through that process. In most cases, if I was very, very high qualified and I came here and I didn't really find the jobs that suited me and I was getting rejected from the jobs that were below me, I would think a little bit whether I want to stay here long term or not. And on that note, adjusting to the culture, adjusting to your work environment happens hand in hand with the language. Now, if you're so lucky and you're working in a super international company in the heart of Amsterdam, this doesn't apply to you very much. But if you're working for one of those international companies that speak English when it's needed, but during lunch break and during all the other activity sessions, if all of your colleagues are speaking Dutch amongst each other, this is when you're bound to feel a little bit isolated, because at the end of the day, when we're working, we want to be part of a tribe and we want to make sure that we understand our colleagues, we get on together, we understand each other also on a cultural level. So again, this is one of the aspects to keep in mind if you're looking for an English speaking job here, that the English language is only going to take you so far in those more personalized workplace relationships. Last but not least, you're really gonna want to stand out with your job applications, because everybody here is looking for English speaking jobs. Trust me, there are hundreds and thousands of applications being made. For example, when I'm on LinkedIn and I get an alert for a job, by the time I check it, I see that so many people have been submitting their applications already. The market is there and there are a lot of English speakers out there in this pool of competition competing for the exact same jobs. For that reason, you need to really make sure that your job applications stand out. Now, if you're in the process of writing your motivation letter, make sure to check out the video that's popping up on your screen right now, where I'm covering 3 tips that you should always keep in the back of your head when you're writing your motivation letters, so that you can actually stand out from the crowd. And if you want to take things up a level, make sure to download my free guide down in the description. That's really going to help you during this job application process. It's a job application checklist so that you're aware of everything that you need to keep in mind when you're completing your job applications. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. My goal was to share with you some of the less nicer realities of looking for English speaking jobs here in the Netherlands. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video. Maybe do you agree with some of the things I said? Did you have different experiences while you were going through the job application process? I'm very eager to find out. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I will see you next time. And until then, don't forget to stay awesome. Bye bye.